Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there's a few videos I said I would not do on this channel. I thought one of them would be how the world works. I was like, yeah, he's too easy of a target. But you know, when somebody does something this asinine and this stupid, I have to do it. So let's get to going, shall we?
Here's November 13, 2012. The only thing worse than Barack Obama winning the presidency and being the president for another 4 years is the commentary surrounding Barack Obama winning the presidency for another 4 years. And what
I really bothered you that much, don't it?
I mean by that? Well, specifically, one of the things that has annoyed me over the last week are liberals and those on the left and even some moderate Republicans saying that the reason why the Republicans got their polls wrong and conservatives got their polls wrong, the reason why they thought Mitt Romney was actually going to win when clearly Barack Obama was going to win, is because they live in a bubble. They live in an intellectual bubble and they don't listen to the other side.
True. I mean, you know, especially in the media. Joe Scarborough said that Nate Silver, someone who said that Obama was going to win, and he got all 50 states right, by the way, he said that Nate Silver was going to be wrong. That nobody knew. Karl Rove, Dick Morris, among other people, said that Romney was going to win. And you sitting here trying to tell me that you and your people, well, I mean, yes, even you, people don't live in a bubble? I'll give some more examples here in a minute.
This is nonsense. Let me explain what actually happened, and this is just kind of an objective fact as what happened. The Democrats, and in general the mainstream media, put out polls, and they were looking at the turnout rate in terms of their sampling, and they were skewing pretty high in terms of Democrats in a lot of these polls. And many Republicans, wrongly so, they were wrong by doing this, but this is what they looked at. They said, hey, you know what? We don't think the Democrats are going to show up with the same turnout and with the same intensity that they did in 2008. They're not going to be as excited about Barack Obama, and they're not going to show up again in 2012. And the Republicans are going to be the reverse. The Republicans are going to show up in much higher numbers because they want to get Barack Obama out, and so Republicans should be skewed higher in the sampling, and Democrats should be skewed lower than what those polls show, and therefore Mitt Romney is actually doing better.
Okay, you actually got that part right.
In the polls than what he's showing. That was the argument. Hence, they were looking at what the liberals were saying, and they had a fundamental disagreement based on the polls. Now, I didn't make any predictions on the election because, truthfully, I actually looked at what the liberals were saying. I looked at what Nate Silver was saying in the New York Times. In fact, several people can attest to this. They asked me, what do you think is going to happen? I go, I don't know. And they go, what do you think? I go, I don't know. In fact, Nate Silver, the New York Times, he's been saying this, and this is what was happening. Now, I did think, now this is true, I did think that Mitt Romney would pull off Virginia and Florida. That turned out not to be true as well. But it has nothing to do with living in an intellectual bubble. In fact, conservatives, libertarians, and Republicans cannot avoid liberal ideas.
Oh, yes, you can. Go to Fox News, the Cato Institute, the Heritage Foundation, the Von Mises Institute. Well, you can't avoid those. You know, it's just like we can't avoid conservative ideas either. They're always, you know, there's, you know, oh, I know what he's getting at, all the liberal newspapers and stuff. Listen, there are conservative outlets for media and stuff, whether it's internet, news, newspaper, I mean, whatever you want to, vloggers, bloggers. Just like there are liberals. For liberals who cry there's not a real liberal point of view, there's The Nation, Mother Jones, there's Think Progress, Move On, Fact Check, or PolitiFact. Well, those are not really liberal, those are more independent. But still, there are, I bet people can name me, you know, lots of liberal websites and stuff. You know, and there's lots of liberal vloggers like me and Azov and other people who we give a voice to the left who want one. So, for you to say this crap is completely, God, it's like you're trying to make the Republicans the victim here. Like, we don't have a voice. We have to have our ideals, your ideals forced down our throat because we don't want to listen to you. See, you're actually defeating your own argument right here, El Douche.
It is absolutely impossible to avoid these ideas because they're surrounded by us everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And this is what's really annoying, because most of what conservatives, libertarians, Republicans do is they read what liberals generally read, and then they say, oh, I can't believe what that person just said in that liberal publication. That's exactly what they do. And then they respond to it. I mean, you folks know a lot of what I do on these videos is I read what liberals and those on the left and progressives and Democrats, what they read, and I respond to it. Hence, I am not living in a bubble, nor is anybody else.
Yes, it is. No, you do live in a bubble because you did a video one time saying how a flat tax would work better, which has been, again, parroted by the likes of the Cato Institute and all the Von Mises Institute and all these crap sites. you parroted this, talking about how a flat tax would work for everyone. How a man who makes $8 an hour should, or a man who makes $1,000 an hour should pay the same tax as a man who makes $8 an hour, which was torn apart by Justin and a lot of other people because they were just like, God Almighty, if somebody has to pay, let's say if they lived on beer bottles, somebody makes 30 beer bottles a week. Okay, they take 5 out of their 10 out of their 30. That's 20 left for them. That could make it hard for them to get by for the rest of the week. Compared to someone who makes 1,000, you take a 5 out of them, that's 995 still.
In order to respond to what those people are saying, you cannot literally, it's actually impossible to articulate what somebody else believes and then respond to it if you're not first listening to their ideas.
People have tried to tell you that the flat tax don't work. Yet, even the amazing atheists tore your ass up. Thunderfoot, Gary, I can name all these people, man. They could just tore your ass up over this. Did you listen? No! You didn't. So yes, you live in a bubble, you dipshit. And the best part of this video, folks, is coming right up.
The bubble is actually very much in the reverse end, in that I find it very rare for liberals, Democrats, or progressives, whatever they want to call them.
I listen to your side, your point of view. The problem is, it don't work. It's been proven time and time again. When Bush had the tax rate low on the rich, it still is, it didn't work. We didn't cut spending. We kept lowering taxes for the rich. What happened? Economic collapse. Better by that's one time. 1929. Hoover, 25%. Low tax rate, no regulations. Boom, went the economy. Great Depression. Twice. Oh, more examples you say. Chile, the 70s. Augusto Pinochet, king of the free market, huh? Privatized Social Security, lower taxes, gave private industry everything they wanted. No price control. Poverty went up, boom. Income inequality went up, boom. It's been proven time and time again by just using simple math, which you morons discredit. You don't think that economic. I've had people tell me, libertarian Austrian economic people tell me that the math is a part of economics. What? How do you think you add up everything in an economy, how you budget, how you get revenue and everything? You have to add and subtract what will work, what will not work.
Themselves to clearly articulate what Republicans believe and then respond. So
you don't want lower taxes on the rich. You don't want private businesses to do what they want, because that way the price will, the equilibrium in the market will balance itself out. Government should not get involved, because then with low prices and stuff will be the same. Workers will get better wages and everything. You don't believe that?
Into it.
Dumbass.
That is why you hear phrases like trickle-down economics, something that no conservative economist has ever argued in favor of.
What? So, Peter Schiff, Ben Stein, and the rest of you douche nozzles, and Ron Paul and all them, Ron Paul, haven't argued in favor of trickle-down. I know he's not an economist, but, Peter Schiff is so-called economist, and Ben Stein have not argued that if you raise taxes, which again has been proven as bullshit, let's count the 50s with Eisenhower, 90% tax rate on the top, 2%, had the best economy we ever had in this country. That, every time it's been lowered, that can't be, that's not a coincidence. And yet, you douche nozzles have pushed this Reaganomics shit on us for the last 30 years, and now you're telling me that we never, no economist that ever argued for trickle-down economics. That's all bullshit. That's all you've done. You damn liar, I'm calling you out. That's all you've done is push this bullshit down our throats. And every time somebody calls your ass out, I didn't do that. I didn't call it out. Now you're starting to go against your own beliefs and stuff, against your own people. That's all I've had to do is argue with people over the stupid shit of von Hayek, von Mises, Rothbard, Rand, and Milton Friedman. Bullshit! Seriously, you can't say this with a straight face, can you? This cannot be serious. But it is. You actually just said this in a video!
But these are arguments that are often brought up because I don't believe they actually listen to what we have to say, or listen.
That's all you can say. They don't think they listen to what we have to say. I don't think they listen to what we have to say. We do listen. It's just we know what you say most of the time. I wish you would come up with something original. It's just a bunch of poppycock bullshit.
The opposite views. And so, based on these polls, based on the fact that Republicans got their polls wrong, got their predictions wrong, to extrapolate that into the idea that they're living in a bubble is nonsense. Now, speaking of a bubble, Philadelphia, I believe it's, let me check, I think it was...
Okay, the rest of the video, I'm just going to stop it right there, because the rest of the video is basically him saying, and you know what, he did bring up something, yes, that, you know, in some counties, that whatever, Pennsylvania, nobody voted for Mitt Romney out of 20,000 voters. He did, you know, I'm like, okay, I've been checking some links and stuff, and so far been proven, excuse me, although I seriously want to see the votes and stuff, but you got to understand, I think that just may be more of a case of people not liking Mitt Romney, maybe. I don't know. You know, there could have been conservatives, moderates, independents, who just may not have liked Mitt Romney. I mean, I'm sure in some places in the Deep South, maybe not 20,000 votes, but maybe 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And some counties in Mississippi, Kentucky, Alabama, they probably didn't, not one person voted for Obama. Or maybe I'm wrong. See, this is just a guess. I don't know. And, you know, it's just like you're acting like liberals all think the same. Well, I don't like a lot of things Obama does. There's a lot of people on the left who don't. Where were you guys when Bush was driving our economy into the ground? Yeah, see, that's what I want to know. So you're going to accuse me of, and a lot of other people on the left, of being, you know, like, well, you're not listening to the other side, when it's clearly you don't. You and your little drones don't listen to people at all. So before you give me your high and mighty speech about the other side didn't listen to us, when we try to explain to you that it's not a left or right position, economics is just economics, that when you lower taxes for the rich, you have to pay for them somehow, and that you take money out of the federal budget, and that when you do that, you run up a deficit. That's not a left-wing view, that's just the damn truth. It's economics, you dumbass. You can't be serious on this. This has got to be a joke. I got it. He's a troll. That's what he is. He's a troll. How the world works is nothing but a goddamn troll. And listen to this, folks. He deleted one of his own comments, and a comment on this video got a thumbs up in the comment too. So that's 9 thumbs up. That's pretty bad. His name is People Popular. I'm a psychologist. I think you're too assertive. My suggestion to you is please don't marry. And one more thing. Are you going to tell everyone how the world works and then cry over people who think you're wrong? And one more thing. You don't look objective while you speak, not even a little bit. Click on how the world show comment. Oh, the comment no longer exists. Means he deleted his own comment, y'all. Seriously? You're an idiot. You're a moron. Your economics and everything, your social beliefs and everything are just bullcrap. And that is how the world should work.